I'm Keith Manzi from Jacksonville, Florida, and starting at power forward tonight, standing at 6'6" tall from Auburn University, Chuma Okeke. How was that?
Not bad.
For those of you that don't know, which most of you probably don't,
I'll say, have you told anyone other than me and maybe Scott and Melissa?
My friend Alma too.
Okay.
Because I was telling him about it. But yeah, no, I was selected by the Orlando Magic. They reached out to me via DM and said, I've been selected to potentially take part in player introductions for Fan Appreciation Night this Sunday against Miami. So I'm pretty hyped about that. And hopefully, since Franz just sprained his other ankle, probably won't be playing, and that should open the door for Chuma to start. My other name I have to do is Robin Lopez, but there ain't no way in hell that man is starting a game.
I was going to say, has he even played?
Yeah, he plays just sparingly. I mean,
he sucks.
I wouldn't say he sucks. He's just over the hill. You know, I'm not going to knock a guy for wanting to get his money because.
No, I don't blame him at all.
Yeah,
he just doesn't play enough.
He's a good morale guy, and he's funny with mascots. So anyway, yes. So that was that's something I have to get recorded and sent out tomorrow. So I'm going to probably do that in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah, go Magic, baby. Even though we suck.
Yep, can't even get the 23 wins.
Oh, gosh, yeah. But welcome, everyone, to Dimes on Duval, episode 62. He's Mike Yashi. I'm Keith Manzi. Skyler will be joining us remotely later on to talk a little bit about the Masters. It's going to be a fairly short episode, I believe. Mike, we're going to talk a little bit about March Madness since that just wrapped up. Congrats to Kansas for winning.
Yep.
We've got a Mike's MLB update.
Oh, yeah, we are doing that.
Yeah, buddy. We got to pick some World Series predictions. We'll talk a little bit about the local Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. And, of course, like I mentioned before, Skyler's going to join us to talk a little Masters and the Tim Tebow Golf
Classic.
Yeah, I always forget that.
The last word.
Yeah. And then just a couple things locally that I felt I had to mention, too. So first, right off the bat, Mike, Kansas wins the championship. What did you think overall of this tournament? I've seen mixed reviews out there. I liked it. What about you?
I liked it, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best tournaments. Now, there was a historic moment that occurred in the national championship game where Kansas pulled off the biggest comeback in national championship game history, being down 16 or 17 points?
I believe you're correct, yeah.
Yeah, against North Carolina. I do believe, even before the season, I thought Kansas was one of those teams that could win it all. And
yeah, we know that.
Yeah. I wish I put them to win the bracket in our bracket challenge, and also the one with the money for my pool. Shout out to Chris Osqui for winning the Dimes on Duval.
Osqui, woo!
But shout out to Chris for winning the pool, and shout out to
Christoph or DJ. Oh, damn, what was his DJ name? We made fake DJ names when we him and I DJ'd together for a couple school events. Nothing real.
I was going to say, when did you guys DJ?
Yeah, dude, I had the speaker system. He had the laptop. Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Good
back
times.
to get on track.
Sorry.
To get back on track. And special shout out to Kevin, my brother, who finished dead last in the bracket challenge.
Yay.
He wanted that shout out. There's your shout out, little bro.
Yeah. Hope you're enjoying Texas. But anyway, back to the actual tournament itself. I mean, there were some cool upsets. I mean, New Mexico State knocking off UConn was cool to see. Obviously, the biggest one is going to be St. Peter's in the run that they had.
Oh, it's not Duke making it to the Final Four, seeing every game, Coach K and his wife walking in walking out.
I was literally about to go off on a profanity-laced rant, but Mike, it's over. He's gone.
Goodness.
He's done. He's gone. I don't need to, curse or anything. Goodbye.
You know, it's funny. I was watching the Final Four game down in Orlando this weekend between Duke and Carolina, and my cousin was like, "Why do you hate Coach K?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Coach K is an arrogant prick." Now, I may be mean. People may think that's a little ridiculous. Give him his flowers, blah, blah, blah. No. He is an arrogant prick, and I'm so glad he is finally out of our sight. And honestly, what made it worse for me to hate Coach K even more is the fact that every game, whether that was the ACC tournament, the March Madness tournament, the NCAA men's basketball tournament, whether that was the regular season game, Whatever the game it was, they kept showing Coach K and
This
his wife
could be
Mickey
it.
or
This
Mikey,
could
whatever
be
his
it.
or wife's name is, walking into the arena, holding hands, and Coach K switching sides with her so he can get his good side. And he made this season about himself. I cannot stand Coach K. And this just turned into a Mike's Mad Minute, but I don't care. I am so
Mike
glad.
has the most segments on the show because he goes off the most rants.
Because this just came out of nowhere because I didn't think we were going to go on a Mike's Mad Minute rant, but I don't care. Coach K, see you later. See you never again.
Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
And we'll see you in 3 years when you're watching the games from
Oh
the
my
stands.
God, I thought you were about to say something.
No,
I
he
was
might
like,
come back.
"Shit."
Especially
No,
if Duke sucks.
I thought you meant something else. I'm like, jeez, Mike, that's dark.
No,
well,
I would never go that far.
I mean, we've got John Shire, who I never liked at Duke anyway, taking over. So, I mean, I'm just going to continue my hatred for Duke. That doesn't go away.
I mean, this is going to be completely off topic. Not really, but is this the end of Duke? I hope it is.
Oh, I would love for that to be.
I hope it is.
I mean, people thought North Carolina was going to fall off, and they went to the championship game this year, which I don't like them either.
I'd rather North Carolina than Duke.
Agreed. I like the Tar Heel Blue. I
never liked Duke, and my dad was also saying like he's been there 40 years. He wanted to see Duke win. I'm like, no one. I did not want to see.
People like that are the worst. You want to see them lose because screw them. He's had plenty in his lifetime. He's going to be just fine. He's going to enjoy retirement. He's going to do stupid stuff that nobody cares about. That's still going to make the news because he's Coach K. And you know what? Whatever.
But yeah, that was my favorite moment of the tournament, just seeing Coach K lose.
We've got Leonard Hamilton.
We'll see how much longer he's got too.
Yeah. We didn't mention this last episode because we haven't had one in a while. But no, wait, maybe we did. Never mind. Scratch it. Pretend I didn't say anything at all. Other notable things from the tournament.
St. Peter's, we mentioned.
St. Peter's, yeah. So you had something. What is it? How many guys are leaving?
I saw 3 guys leaving.
3 guys, including the head coach who just took the job at Seton Hall.
4 if you're counting the head coach as well.
Yeah, and I mean the most notable guys are going to be the ones walking or getting new opportunities elsewhere, I presume.
The most notable one is Doug Edert. Edert. I don't know how to say his last name, but
sure.
He's the guy who signed a NIL deal with Buffalo Wild Wings, so it's hilarious. So they're all transferring as they should. They got their recognition. People saw how good they are. Schools need their talent. And good for St. Peter's. They're getting the publicity now. Good for those players. And that's what March is about, because I remember when Florida Gulf Coast had their moment when they upset Georgetown back in 2013, I want to say. 13, 14?
It was a little more recent than that, but why do you got to bring that up? That was terrible.
Against Georgetown?
Florida Gulf Coast? Dunk City?
Yeah, Dunk City.
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
I think so, because I remember I had them... or I had Georgetown winning it all that year. My bracket was destroyed.
Oh, you dumbass.
At the time, I thought it was good, but yeah, it was 2013.
Wow. Okay, I guess time flies, dude. It's almost been 10 years.
Yeah, 2013.
And now they suck. So
when they made the Sweet 16, I remember seeing an article where their applications increased from that game, and then they made the Sweet 16, so more people want to go to Florida Gulf Coast. So.
Yeah, I can see how that is great, and for these small schools, especially St. Peter's, who has a rec league gym and probably nothing really going for them in that regard. Good on them, And those guys, get your money, man. Go get your bag. Go somewhere where you can sign some NIL deals and have a gym that has probably a real locker room. That's the point. You already mentioned it, but I mean that's really the point of this. These schools are getting the notoriety that they want, and hell, to win that many games that they did, that's humongous. So, hats off to St. Peter's.
Yep, hats off St. Peter's. Hats off to North Carolina for beating Duke. Thank you for beating Coach K in his last game at home and his last game ever. Thank you very much. And hats off to the Jayhawks for winning the national title. Yeah. Congratulations, Jayhawks fans. If you listen, let us know.
My CEO is a Kansas fan, so he's probably pretty happy.
Oh, nice.
I think he went to Kansas. I don't know. What's a good thing? Send flowers to LSU fans since they don't have a team anymore.
Yeah, their entire team is gone.
That's a whole mess down there. They're going to be bad for years.
That's what happens when you get caught cheating.
Yeah, that is what happens. Oh, and hats off to Big Bro's alma mater, Xavier, for winning the NIT. Sure, nobody really cares about the NIT much anymore, but this might have been the last NIT ever to be played in Madison Square Garden, which is a pretty big deal.
Was it really?
I mean, they mentioned it like 5 times in the final game and like 6 times the year before.
Where are they going to play?
That's what they were talking about. They don't know yet. There was talks of Indianapolis. There was talks of other places. But, yeah, that might be it for MSG for them. But good for Xavier beating Buzz Williams and Texas A&M. Which did you ever see their jerseys? It doesn't say Texas A&M. It says Texas, and then on the bottom it says Aggies. I don't like that. You're Texas A&M. You're not Texas.
I don't know. But, yeah, shout out Texas A&M for possibly not making the tournament. They almost made a run to win the NIT, but they ran into Xavier, who is a really good school, and now they got their old head coach back, which we'll have Scott on hopefully soon to discuss that, because that is his alma mater. And,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was definitely interesting to see that Archie, or was it Art? No. Was it Art? No, I forgot his name. Sean Miller.
Sean Miller, yeah.
Sean Miller
Archie's the brother, yeah.
Yeah, Archie's the brother. Both of them sweat, so. So, yeah, good to see him come back really to Xavier, so.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, and good for the head ball coach to get the job, or the interim head coach, I should say. Crap, I already forgot his name, but he's going to Georgia State, so good for him.
I saw that today.
Switch gears, Mike. College, professional, the NBA playoff start. The play-in is April 12th, and the actual playoffs start the 16th. So right around the corner, 6 days from when we're recording. Lakers didn't make the playoffs, dude. Lakers suck.
I hate the Lakers. They are overrated every year.
I'm so happy.
The year they won the championship was a fluke. That's what happens when you have it in a bubble, in a Mickey Mouse tournament. Yep. Granted, it was in Orlando. That's why I'm calling it the Mickey Mouse tournament.
Hey,
but,
it wasn't an Amway, though, so
yeah,
you know.
Which is really ridiculous, but that's besides the point. Yeah, Lakers are trash. They all need to go apply for their AARP membership cards now because they're about to be all out of the league. About half the roster is over 35.
How many of those guys retire? I'd say at least 3.
I say 3 or 4.
I think Melo's done.
Dwight, Melo, DeAndre Jordan.
Trevor Ariza, maybe?
God, I keep forgetting he's on the team.
Yeah, he just
Andre Drummond
is
also getting older. Yeah, so Lakers suck. Thank God we don't have to worry about them this playoffs. It's going to be weird not seeing LeBron.
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying, I don't mind LeBron, but it is this last few games kind of just whatever. But it's good to see that we have young talent coming in. Like, for example, the T-Wolves are now in the play-in. They're clinched. The Spurs clinched. They've got some young talent. The Pelicans, without big baby Zion, he might be the next big baby.
Don't say big baby. Well, how about in the Western Conference? I think you mentioned this the other day about Phoenix.
Hang on. Here's a good nickname for Zion. The Doughboy.
The Doughboy.
Yeah. So, yeah, he wishes he could play.
But you mentioned this to me the other day. Expand on it for me. It's Phoenix, Memphis, and Dallas. They were all the worst teams in the league. How long ago? It was
3-4 years ago.
3-4 years ago, and look at them now. They're 1-2, and right now Dallas is the 4th seed behind Golden State.
Memphis was pretty bad 3 years ago because they took John Morant. Mm-hmm. Phoenix won 8 in a row going into the bubble, but they couldn't make the bubble tournament.
Yeah, but they were awful before that.
Yeah, so they were pretty bad. And Dallas, they got lucky when they took Luka. So they're
nice to see the parity, though. You know,
it's good to see
from bottom to top. Maybe we can take some notes.
Jabari Smith to Orlando, please.
Jabari Smith.
That's future talk for NBA, but that's
Jabari Smith, Jaden Ivey, Chet Holmgren, Paolo Banchero. I don't care who it is. Banchero, excuse me. Any of those guys.
We'll see. We'll talk about the NBA draft come June. But
we're sitting right now. You got Phoenix at the 1. Miami is the 1 in the Eastern Conference. Is Miami even in that good?
Yes, Miami is really good.
Okay, I haven't watched.
So I personally think the East champion is going to be one of the 4 teams: Miami, Milwaukee, Philly, or Boston. I don't see the Bulls doing it. They're too banged up.
Nah, Bulls suck.
Nets can't play defense, so Nets are not going to do anything. And I low-key am really hoping for a Nets-Sixers first-round matchup because I would love to see the James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons.
Feed me the drama.
That's what I would love to see. But I personally think it's going to be Brooklyn versus Miami in the first. No, Brooklyn versus Boston is probably the first round, which is going to be hilarious because Nets fans and Celtics fans do not like each other. So it'll be really good to see.
They do not.
So
it'll be interesting to see what Golden State does if Steph can come back and be healthy. The play-in over there, you've got the Pelicans, Spurs, Timberwolves, and Clippers.
Clippers are dangerous.
Quietly good. I mean, they've won 6 in a row against the Lakers, which doesn't mean much, but I mean, it's funny.
Dangerous. The Clippers are doing all this without Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard is possibly on the verge of coming back.
He walked in the gym today and gave a peace sign to the camera. That's a great sign. No, I'm just kidding. Don't get me started on
if
signs.
the Clippers they're in the play-in. They're locked in. Now it's a matter of will they play looks like they're playing the... Oh, looks like they're playing the T-Wolves no matter what. Okay. So, yeah, if they win
looking at the way those numbers are, it does look that way. Yeah,
so
it looks like this is pretty much set on the Western Conference.
If the Clippers somehow win that play-in and they play the Grizzlies, I can see them beating the Grizzlies because they've got the veteran leadership in Kawhi and Paul George if Kawhi decides to come back.
Right.
It's all to see if he wants to come back. If they look like they look decent, he's coming back. And that series to Memphis just got a whole lot more interesting.
Well, so who do you think in the Western Conference then? I think Phoenix is a legitimate contender again, obviously. Is Memphis too young, or do you think they can put it together?
They haven't won a first-round series in God knows how long. So
if it all goes the way it is right now, they would play the winner. Well, I guess any of these teams could really.
So I personally think the top 4 teams to worry about in the West: Phoenix, Golden State. Well, actually 5: Phoenix, Golden State, Dallas, Memphis, and the Clippers. Clippers are dangerous. I am telling you, if they get Paul George and Kawhi 100%, which Paul George is already back and he looks on fire.
Right.
So if they get Kawhi, I can completely see the Clippers.
No love for the Jazz?
No, they are choking.
Well,
massively.
Okay, they're not choking. They're very hurt. They are very hurt.
They blew a 25-point lead to the Warriors. Granted, it's the Warriors, but the Warriors don't have Steph.
Yeah.
So Clay's not a real number one.
Utah has a lot more issues going on with the whole Donovan Mitchell
and Rudy Gobert. And I hope Orlando trades for Donovan Mitchell because holy crap, we need a game-changing star like that. And I would love Donovan Mitchell in Orlando. But that's future NBA free agency / offseason talk. But I believe that this Jazz, if they play the Mavericks, which looks like they will, well, they could actually play the Warriors. Either way, I think they're swept or gentleman sweep. I don't think they win multiple games.
Okay.
They are just struggling.
I'm just curious because I know Alma's a loyal listener, so I wanted to see you. Shout out Alma, all the way out in Utah listening right now.
Sorry, Alma, your Utah Jazz ain't it this year.
It's fair. And I don't know. I know we've been in purgatory for, almost 10 years now. Would you rather be in a situation where you're a perennial 7-8 seed, bounced in the first round, maybe second round every year? Or would you rather be in a rebuild and just hope that your team gets better?
Give me the playoffs, man. I don't care.
For 5 years. Let's just say 5 years. So 5 years, you're in a rebuild. Things suck, but you are acquiring young talent. You are looking to improve. There's no shine yet. Or you're the 7 or 8 seed every year and you get bounced in the first or second round.
Each of this is for 5 years?
5 years, yeah. The 6th year, you could jump and win the championship, or you could bounce out of the playoffs. And then on the other side, you've been in tank mode for 5 years or whatever, but you actually now have a good team. That 6th year, you could be like, boom, playoffs.
Like the Grizzlies, for example.
Yeah, like the Grizzlies, or hopefully the Magic.
Give me the rebuilding for 5 years. If you are guaranteed a playoff berth in the 6th year, give me that. But if you're not guaranteed anything in the first round, it's like the what's it called? The hypothetical situation. Would you rather your team be good for 1 year, you win the Super Bowl, but suck for 9 straight years, or would you rather be contending for 10 years, but never getting to that ultimate time frame, like that ultimate goal?
So be the Green Bay Packers, or
the Jaguars.
Who's a one and done? Who's a one championship and like they fell off.
In any sport?
Recent history. No, in recent history in the NFL.
How about the Nationals?
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Give me the Nationals. We gotta.
Or how about the Cubs too? Cubs have sucked for 100 years.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't want to be that, but no, that's a great example. The Nationals were building things up. They were winning division titles, but they weren't doing anything with it. They kept losing to freaking like Cardinals and stuff like that. But they finally, they're like lowest seeding yet, go and win every series and win the World Series. I mean, that was incredible. That was a feeling unmatched. I remember sitting in Scott's apartment, which he just moved out of. I'm really sad about, but sitting on his apartment floor watching the Nationals beat the Astros. And I mean, it was an incredible feeling. There's no feeling like winning a championship, especially in a big 3 sport, in my opinion. I mean, watching the Lightning win it all as a Lightning fan was great, especially back-to-back years. But watching a football or MLB or NBA, I don't have experience with the NBA one, unfortunately. NFL, I've watched the Packers win the Super Bowl. Amazing feeling. And the Nationals. So, yeah, I'm picking the championship option.
I'm with you. I take the one championship and suck for a decade.
You can still use that. You can be like, well, at least we won a freaking Super Bowl.
For example, FSU, they won a championship in 2013. It was a great
Here we
year,
are.
and we are just sorry.
9.8
years
later.
Yeah, so I've taken that one championship and enjoying it for a decade, and then the next decade, hopefully get one championship more, and then suck for another 10 years. I'm fine with that. Unlike the Jags, who have sucked for 20 of the 25 years.
Don't even. We're not. No, this is not a Jags episode, okay? We're going to stick on that path. You mentioned the Nationals. We're going to talk about the MLB, okay?
Okay.
Is that fine?
That works.
All right, so as we do, I think every year, I went and combed everything, and I could not find you doing it last year, but...
Who did I pick in 2020? Was that?
I don't know either.
We need to write this down.
I have it written down somewhere, but I can't find it. If I do find it, I'll post it on our Twitter and show how bad Mike was in the past. But now, Mike's got a team. He's got a team. He picked the Blue Jays.
I did pick them previous.
Last year? Or 2020?
It might have been 2020 or last year because I know it was. I think it was after the pandemic or during the pandemic.
We've talked about Vlad Guerrero Jr. before and how good he is, but they are the hottest pick to win the pennant and the World Series this year. And, I mean, sheesh, man. I mean, that's a tough division they're going to come out of. And if they can win it, I mean, kudos to you. That'd be great to watch your team win a championship. I have experience. But Mike's MLB update. Who do we got for Mike Yazgi in the World Series in the 2022-2023 season?
In this year's World Series, pending that it happens and doesn't have any issues with cancellation or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Go AL first if you could.
AL, I'm going with my team, the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know much. Like I said, I'm new to this baseball thing. I don't have a favorite team. Or I didn't have a favorite team until the Blue Jays. I do think the Blue Jays are going to win because I do love Vlad Guerrero Jr. I've loved them since... No, not love them, I'm sorry. I have family up there for people that are new that are listening to the podcast. I only picked them because I have family up there, and I've actually been to one game of theirs. Granted, it's only one game, but...
Hey, one's better than zero.
Exactly. And I'm not picking the local Rays, or not local, quote-unquote local Rays or the Braves, because that's more recency bias, and they both have won championships pretty recently, so that isn't happening. And for me, for the NL, I am going to go with the Milwaukee Brewers.
The Brewers.
So I'm choosing the Toronto Blue Jays and the Milwaukee Brewers to play each other in the World Series in 2022.
I have it written down. So this is my new pad that I've got a couple episodes back. So this will be around. So I know I'll keep this. So the Blue Jays versus the Brewers. Why not just throw it in there just in case they actually win? What's the what do we look like games wise? 4-2 sweep.
Oh, we're going like no. Yeah. I'm gonna go 6 games.
Okay.
Blue Jays win 4-2. Win the series in 6.
Got it. All right. Now I have that documented. And who knows?
And give me,
knows.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say MVP is Vlad Guerrero Jr.
All right. Wait, like MVP of the season or of the series?
Series.
Okay.
I don't know anything about the whole regular MVP. I don't know all the players yet.
Well, there is... Oops. Sorry about that, folks. Obviously, Vlad is in that talk, as well as Mike Trout, if he can stay healthy. God forbid, I hope he does, because I like him. His teammate, Shohei Ohtani, obviously is going to be a hot pick as well, because he is probably the best baseball player on the planet right now. But I'm really intrigued that you didn't say anything about the Dodgers. That's just a hot pick because they have a lot of new players on that team that are going to be really good, I think. But it could be another Laker syndrome.
That's what I was hoping for. Screw the Lakers. Screw the Dodgers. You can't buy your championships. And look, granted, they did buy theirs 2 years ago, but still.
I was going to say, they certainly bought it.
They bought their championship 2 years ago. See, I know the champions because I do watch the MLB when it's in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, no, I'm done with Dodgers can go kiss my butt.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I don't like the Dodgers either. Neither does my dad. He would be the first one to tell you that he is very anti-Dodgers ever since he was a kid. But, Dodgers, listen to this segue. Dodgers, former affiliate of the Jacksonville Suns. Jacksonville Suns are now the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. The Jumbo Shrimp are a local team. Let's talk about the Jumbo Shrimp.
Let's do it.
All right. So I had the pleasure of going out to Game 1 last night. So quick story. I was Dude, I just got really scared because I really thought we weren't recording there for a second. I just looked at the screen because it was paused, but it was just like it froze for a second. It freaked me out. Sorry. Anyway, went on a walk last night, opening night of the season. I decided to walk down to the stadium just to check out the pregame festivities. There was a rock climbing wall. There was apparently a DJ out there. I wouldn't really know because I missed almost all of it because I guess they were wrapping things up really quickly. I was kind of sad. I stood there for a minute. I watched some kids play cornhole, like juveniles play cornhole, just throwing it at the board as hard as they can. They were still doing some of the axe throwing, which, whatever, la-di-da. So I walked up to the ticket area just to see what the lines were like. Well, there was no one. I could have walked right up and talked to somebody. So I called you. Mike, what should I do? Should I go in? Or should I just walk back home and cook dinner? You're like, well, cooking dinner is a good idea, but why not? You're already there. It's only $5. I'm like, well, actually, it's $7 because I didn't pre-order. And you're like, whatever, $2. I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I hung up. I walked up with the intention of getting a general admission ticket because why not? Sit in the outfield. I figured everything was booked up. But I said, you know what? Let me just ask the nice lady. I was like, hey, do you have anything in the dugout reserve that's, or home plate reserve, whatever it's called, behind the plate, basically, that is available on the aisle? And she was like, yeah. Section 109, right on the aisle. I was like, okay, cool. $16. I'm like, oh, man, breaking the bank.
Man, I love how cheap the Jumbo Shrimp games are.
Well, you're going to see in an article that I am currently writing about why you should go to a Jumbo Shrimp game, especially if you've never been. And one of the topics I have is it truly is affordable family fun because those ticket prices are absurdly reasonable. So anyway, I bought my ticket. I walked in. I heard the cold beer guy, cold beer. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm home. So I walked around. I sat in my seat, took some pictures. Gorgeous night for ball. And, got a magnet because that was the giveaway. If you haven't been to a Jumbo Shrimp game, they do giveaways throughout the season. They do a sock giveaway. They do a bobblehead. They're going to do a Ray Charles bobblehead night, which I think is pretty funny.
Why are they doing a Ray Charles?
Ray Charles went to Florida School of the Deaf and Blind. It's local.
Well, that I guess is local.
Yeah. And then they're going to do a couple other giveaways here and there. I'm trying to see if it says it on here. Oh, yeah, it does. Giveaways. The actual thing it says exactly is... Oh, there's Rex the Beach Boulevard Dino bobblehead.
When is that?
That one is going to be May 14th. And with post-game fireworks.
That's around Mother's Day then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, maybe they're not doing that. Maybe I was looking at last year's giveaways because I don't see it on here. But coming right up this weekend, if you do want to go to a game, they are doing the fan design T-shirt giveaway. That's the 9th. So what's today? The 6th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's Saturday. Saturday night game.
What's the date?
4/9.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The Scampy socks will be given away on my birthday, the 23rd of April. They do a hat giveaway. There's an ugly Christmas T-shirt. So there's a lot of things to really bring you out to the ballpark that are a lot of fun. And with the team being a AAA affiliate now instead of a AA affiliate, you're going to see a lot more players that are coming down for like rehab assignments from the Marlins.
Which I know we talked about that in the previous episode where the fact that the Shrimp are now a AAA affiliate, we get to see players in rehab or rehabbing their injuries, not in rehab, but rehabbing their injuries, young stars that we may see in the future say, hey, we saw this guy play.
Yeah, I mean, you do see that at the AA level, but those are usually guys that you gotta just get lucky to see, like we got to with many of the Marlins, like 6 years
the
ago.
The most notable, Giancarlo Stanton, who was known as Mike Stanton.
Mike Stanton, Christian Yelich, Edeni Echevarria instead of Echevarria, JT Realmuto.
I didn't know Christian Yelich played here.
Yeah.
Or played for the Shrimp or Suns.
I remember going to a game and watching him and saying, holy crap, that guy is skinny. But he could hit bombs. The dude could hit the freaking baseball, and there's a reason why he was in MVP talks. There was a reason why he was getting big contracts in Milwaukee. I'm happy for him. Wish he stayed here, but it's a business. But anyway, yeah, get out to a game if you haven't already. Hit me up if you want to go with me, because, again, I can walk there. It's 1.91 miles from my front door of my apartment complex. I found that out thanks to Apple Watch. Shout out Apple Watch. And catch some great minor league baseball. We did lose to the Worcester Red Sox, or the Woo Sox as they call themselves. But I think tonight they're taking home the win, so they'll get their first dub of the year. But yeah, that is my spiel on the jumbo shrimp. I do want to touch on a couple local things. Is that cool with you?
That works for me. What's going on around town?
All right. Well, actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's get Skyler on real quick to talk about the Masters. So we're going to welcome in Skyler here right now. All right, Mike. Now we have Skyler Chase joining us remotely from Coastal Indoor Golf. Skyler, how you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. How do y'all do?
Doing just grand. It is a great, what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's a great Wednesday night. Right off the bat, dude, we talked about it last episode, obviously the preparations, but the Tim Tebow Golf Classic has come and gone, and you were there. How the heck was that? The list of people that were there was amazing. How great was it actually in person?
Oh, man, it was cool. I mean, I was there last year for half the time, and, starstruck with Tim around Urban Meyer, the man, the myth, the legend. This year is a lot more fun just because I got to be out there the whole day. Got half my body sunburned, but yeah, it's fun. I made a Captain America laugh, or Falcon or whatever. Anthony Mackie, the actor, he hit a good drive about he hit a good drive around 270 and did a little crip walk, and I said that's why they made you Captain America. And him and his whole group laughed. So it's always good to make someone like that laugh.
That's so dope. I mean, for those of you that don't know, Anthony Mackie is a very good actor, and yes, he does play the Falcon in the Marvel series and stuff like that. But damn, that is so cool. Who else? Did you interact with anybody else? Did you get to talk to Scott Van Pelt?
Oh, so he actually didn't get. He wasn't there. I guess he has replaced with artists. So when I was coming through, I told him about how familiar I am with Scott and you, and I just let him know how appreciative I am of what he does for JU. One interaction that surprised me was with Johnny Damon. As he was walking off the tee box, he jokingly said, I really loved your rolling fever pitch. And he laughed. I was thinking he was just going to laugh and shrug it off and walk away. He laughed, and then he was like, oh, yeah, that was a great movie. I love being a part of that. And then went on about how the movie was originally supposed to be a soccer movie. And I guess
was it really?
Pitch is another term for soccer field. But, yeah, he said it was supposed to be a soccer movie. And then Drew and Jimmy got involved, and Fox was making the movie, and the Red Sox were in the ALCS, I think the year prior, based on my understanding from what Johnny was telling me, or at least a divisional series. So they filmed the movie during that series because Fox was hosting, or showing the series on Fox, and Fox Century was making the movie. So they kind of collabed together at that point. And it was interesting because he just talked about how, during the game, they were actually winning, but in the movie, they had to portray that they were losing because it was one of the most incredible comebacks in baseball history.
Right.
So, he was just making sure that I was aware that the game that in the movie where they were losing, they were actually winning.
That's so cool. I mean, it's a good movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Jimmy Fallon and my celebrity crush, older crush at least, Drew Barrymore. I do love her, but I enjoyed the movie a lot. I did not realize that they were losing in that game, though. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it was funny just having him interact like that. And then Brandon Spikes gave me a fist bump, too, because it was his first or second time golfing, and he's asking questions. I was like, just tee it up and pretend it's a pick six versus LSU. Because he had that play where he took one back for a touchdown and then immediately punted the football into the stands. So,
I actually recall that. Oddly enough, I do remember that.
So, yeah, I was just trying to make him stay loose, and he hit 3 balls in the water, but we won't disclose that.
This is just between me, you, and Mike, We're not going to tell anybody.
And the listeners of the greatest podcast in Jacksonville.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
And then, but if you look on his Twitter, he actually shared a post from him playing in that tournament. You can see our TrackMan. It's not like there's any distinguishing factors or features on the TrackMan, but
I did see that. It was a boomerang of his swing, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I guess his girlfriend, wife. I'm not sure their status. I mean,
his SO.
So.
That is really cool. Wow. Okay. Wait, Mike, your guy, Scott Hansen.
Oh yeah, did you meet Scott Hansen or talk to him?
Yeah, he was. I met him last year too, and he actually did the same exact joke this year. So
sounds like something Scott would do.
It really does sound like something I would expect.
He always says the same thing, like on Twitter with like so close to NFL Red Zone being back. It's the same jokes all the time on Twitter.
I mean, yeah, I think he was this time. He was just a little bit more buzzed coming through. But yeah, last year and this year, the joke he went with. Does that thing show a LOL emoji? That's his go-to joke when he sees the TrackMan.
I really hope for year 3 he comes back and we can revisit that to see if he says it one more time. Oh goodness! Yeah. Well, that's an awesome experience. We're very lucky that you get to do that. I mean that's just incredible to meet so many famous people in one setting doing a sport that you and I at least love. I don't know, Mike, if you love golf or not, if you're at that level yet, but
I can watch it. I used to not care for it, but I can watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I think just seeing the celebrities out there, yeah, it's really cool. And then not many of them are good golfers, but Tim Tebow, he had a ball speed of 193. So I mean,
I believe it. Look at the dude's arms, like Jesus.
I had to stop myself from saying, "Oh my God," in front of him. I changed to "gosh" at the last second.
I would have probably used some profanity in my words as well, but man, again, awesome experience. So glad that we that Coastal gets to be a part of that, and that you were able to be a part of that as well. So, transitioning, staying with golf though, the Masters coming up very closely. Who's gonna win the 86th Masters, Skyler? Who we thinking?
Want me to pick a winner?
Who we thinking? Like who are some people? You know, there's bettors out there. Who are some people that you think? Michael looked up right when I said that. Who do you think are some solid choices to possibly win this historic tournament?
Well, you can't go wrong with. I think JT. He played pretty well in the Dell Championship last tournament. And then he even played well at Innisbrook, actually. Innisbrook's where he played a little bit better. He was in contention until the 18th hole. Cam Smith, the guy who just won the Players, local resident, he I can't remember the exact stat, but I think it's something like he's played in 5 Masters and gotten 3 top 5s. So,
I would have no idea that. Wow. Well. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he plays out there pretty well. And then so I would expect him to be up there. My dark horse would be Varner. I mean, he's a little bit biased, but he's also playing really well right now.
You said Harold Varner?
Yep, Harold Varner.
Okay.
Finished 6th at the Players, but he's definitely playing well. He's he was putting the ball really well here at the Players and hitting the ball well, but he's still an underdog kind of in a sense with these guys that are out there. And then I think the last one I'd probably pick. So my 3 main are probably JT, Cam Smith, and then I'll go Xander Schauffele. My 3rd main guy.
Wow, there's a name that I'm surprised you didn't say.
Which one's that?
Jon Rahm.
Yeah, I mean, Jon Rahm's good.
He's got 4 top 10 finishes in his last 4 Masters, and it seems to be really consistent, especially at this course. And I don't know. I think he can win the whole thing.
Oh, he definitely can. He definitely is up there for sure. I think with the guys I chose, JT, he's got a better temperament than the fiery Spaniard, and then Cam Smith, like he is when he's zoned in, he is just zoned in. He's someone that is unfazed, and I think Jon Rahm definitely can win this tournament. He just has to keep his emotions out of it and listen to his caddy. He was in a position to win the Players a few years ago, and on 11th he was in the bunker on the left on 11, and instead of playing it to the right, it's par 5. He tried to cut around the corners and it wasn't going to clear the water with the wind coming off the green and such. It's a play I remember. Not sure how many people actually remember it, but him and his caddy went back and forth multiple times, and the caddy was really not going for that shot, and John, he felt the shot, he went for it, and I think he lost the tournament by 2 or 3 strokes that year. But it's just plays like that, just shots like that. He's just got to be smart and actually listen to some advice. But he's definitely really capable of winning. This is something that he definitely is capable of doing for sure.
Yeah, I think those are some solid choices you have there. And now I do have one final question that I wanted to ask. This one obviously is going to be on the hot topic of the weekend, most likely. Does Tiger Woods make the cut if he plays? If he's healthy, does he make the cut?
Tiger Woods making the cut, I definitely think that happens. So long as he plays. He hasn't really been official about whether or not he's playing. He said the other day, as of right now, he's playing. Still, I think today he is planning on playing another 9 holes to get more feel for it. But if he's playing, I think he does make the cut. There's not a golfer in that field that has more knowledge about the course than Tiger. And, that's just because of how he was raised. He was raised to just, most golfers are raised to love that tournament. Like, that's the main one to win. But
yeah, it's the tournament, marquee tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, he's figured out the course for the most part. His last win there, I think it was like 2019, 2020 or whatever.
I think, Mike, you looked that up earlier. It was 19, right?
I want to say it was 2019, but I'm double-checking it as we speak.
Yeah, the way he got through that course, it's not like he's bombing it, out-driving everyone. He's not hitting superb shots. He was just playing the course how the course is meant to be played.
Yeah, that's the difference between an average golfer and a great golfer. He is something special for sure.
Yeah, it was 2019 when he won.
Okay.
So, like, an Amen corner, like that one par 3, I think it's 14. But the one everyone tries to hit at the flag on the final round, and they all come up short in the water. You saw it with Molinari.
Yep.
I think Finau hit it short. But Tiger, goes over the bunker, center of the green, 2 putt for par, move on to the next hole. And that's all you got to do kind of sometimes. Brooks talks about when he started winning majors, it's a lot of the field takes themselves out of contention. Half the field has never been in that situation of playing in a major probably. The other half that makes the cut, like you're going to cut the field down in half any points after a cut.
Right.
And then after that, half those people are going to take themselves out of contention because they're over nervous. You see even the best players get nerves and try shots that they shouldn't. They don't anticipate. Well, they anticipate their adrenaline. They just don't react to their adrenaline properly. It's just,
sure, it happens.
It's a situation. Yeah, it's a situation you can't prepare for unless if you've been in that moment. And, for Tiger, he's been in the highest adrenaline moments ever for golf, I'm sure. So,
he's got some experience in that field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, that's a good take. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a very good tournament, as it always is. The Masters music is unmatched, and being able to see someone put on a green jacket at the end is something special for everyone. So thank you, Skyler. Appreciate you coming on, talking some GOLF with us. We're going to go ahead.
Spell?
Golf! And we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode, but hopefully next time we'll have you here with us. All right, buddy?
I appreciate you having me on. I'm glad I could get on and share my thoughts about those things. So,
absolutely, buddy. All right, so there goes Skyler. That was a nice little segment there. But yeah, Mike, now I'll go on to the local talk. So, local update. You are familiar with the famous man Vincent van Gogh, are you not?
Of course. One of the greatest painters ever.
Yes. Beyond Van Gogh is an immersive experience, basically where you see his art in an interactive form. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, other shows will use... I'm actually reading this from the website because I think this is a good way of wording it. Other shows use virtual reality or still images. This show will break barriers by incorporating both still and moving art. Masterpieces now freed from frames come alive, appear and disappear, flow across multi-surfaces, and the minutia of details titillating are heightened its senses. So this is a really interesting experience that apparently is all over the United States and is coming to Jacksonville in, no drum roll because it's all the way in September. It is a long way out, but it is already on sale because apparently this is a huge thing. 30,000 square feet of just amazing immersive experience. So keep your eyes out for that. I did want to mention it now again because tickets did just go on sale, and I do believe they are going to go really fast. You can start reserving. I think the earliest date is September 16th, and it is going to be located on 119 West Beaver Street. So right up the road from me, honestly. I mean,
wait, so this isn't later this year?
This is going to be later this year, but the tickets are going now because apparently they're hotter than hotcakes.
How much do they cost?
Let's see. Basic timed entry is $49.99. They have a premium flex and a VIP that are $59.99 and $83.99 respectively. I'm not going to get into all the details. You can do that yourself, but it's not a cheap thing, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think it's a really...
I mean, it looks pretty cool from just seeing the website.
Absolutely. And I would be remiss without talking about this weekend, the Jack's River Jam start, dude. Do you remember that from last year?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, so you know where the landing is, right?
Where it used to be.
Where it used to be, the grass. So it's basically a festival for music.
Oh, I remember that. They had that for a few performers last year.
Yeah, and you bring out your chairs, your blankets, whatever you want, and you listen to music. So this weekend, actually, when you're listening to this, if you listen on April 7th, the rock band Spin Doctors and southern rock band Sister Hazel, who are actually from Gainesville, will be performing. All For You is their probably biggest song. The opener is going to be Southern Fried Funk Band Dirty Bird and the Flu. Hilarious name. But other notable appearances, it is a month-long thing, so it's the 7th, the 14th, 21st, and the 28th, which... Mike, I think that's the third month already in 2022 where... Oh, wait, never mind. This is weekends. Never mind. There was 2 months in a row where Mondays were 7, 14, 21, 28.
That's because it was February and March.
I think it was.
Yeah, February and March are the same no matter what.
Yeah,
the same
well,
time frame.
I don't know that because I'm not smart. So.
Unless it's a leap year.
Anyway, so April 14th next week is going to be Boys to Men, which is, jeez, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I'll Make Love to You. I mean, it's a great song. But Carly Pierce, the Country Music Association's Female Artist of the Year, will be here on the 21st of April. No idea.
No clue.
Okay. And the indie rock band Manchester Orchestra on the 28th. Again, no clue.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we're on the same page there. Those are the headliners. They will all be performing at 8:30 p.m. With the first ones I mentioned, Spin Doctors is the headline. Sister Hazel will be on at 7. So pretty cool event. I mean, you can get really close. There's VIP tickets available too. You can check out their website and listen to their music on Spotify as well. I could easily walk there, which I might. I don't know if I really want to see anybody bad enough. But don't forget, please, people, there is the river taxi. You don't have to park right on top of things. The river taxi is a great way to get around. I've frequently used them on game days for the Jaguars as well. Which, dude, did you see the Fire Museum literally just got picked up and moved?
The what?
The Fire Museum?
Yeah.
They literally put it basically on glorified pallets and moved it down Bay Street, and now it's by the Maxwell House now.
Interesting.
I mean, obviously, because they're going to do the construction and stuff there, they had to move it, but it was... The foundation was easy enough for them just to literally go down underneath it, pick it up, and pull it on like the back of a trailer.
Interesting. Did not know that.
It's hilarious looking. Yeah, that's all I've got really, dude. Shout out to the Icemen. They should be clinching the playoff spot right now, hopefully.
I actually last saw them tweet score 2-2, so I'll check the Icemen right now.
All right, well, they have to win. Or like someone has to lose and they have to like overtime. It's one of those things. But they'll be in. They'll be fine. Good for the Icemen.
They actually lost 3-2. As
Son of
I
a
just
bitch. Okay.
saw that. So,
Well, never mind. Maybe not tonight, but maybe soon.
but
hopefully.
they are going to the playoffs, so I don't know. Maybe they needed some other help. and they
Okay,
got it,
so somebody else lost, so they clinched. So shout out Iceman. Congratulations to you. Good luck to the Jacksonville Giants, who are going to be in the playoffs here really soon. Their March Madness, quote unquote, starts, I believe, this week. I don't know anything about the Sharks.
Yeah,
I don't think their
they just
season's
had their
ready
open
yet.
tryouts recently.
That's right. We did mention that last time.
Quick note, little off topic.
Yeah.
Shout out to the U.S. men's national team. They're going to the World Cup later this fall, so that'll be interesting to see.
Bravo. And I'm just going to tell you all right now, don't sleep on Iran.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
No, I'm dead ass serious. No, Iran's actually pretty good.
They are going to get smoked. They're not making it out of the group stage.
You don't think Iran's any good?
No. I don't think it's going to be U.S. and England battling for first and second.
Where I don't agree with that, or where I don't disagree with that, I think Iran could make a play to try and spoil one of them. I think they're not.
I hope
as
it's
bad as people
England
think.
because screw the British.
Agreed. But granted, Iran's competition isn't that great, but they were smoking teams pretty bad. And
Although I thought it's really interesting that they put U.S. and Iran in the same group. That just.
they also put like Germany and Japan, I think, in the same group.
Did they? They did. They did. I completely,
and Spain, yeah.
Well, Spain is whatever, but
yeah. But that's that group. Yeah, no, it was pretty interesting.
But yeah, which will be interesting to see how many people will watch the World Cup this year because it's in the fall.
Please
summer.
watch it, guys. God, it's some fun soccer.
World Cup's great.
Alyssa's brother actually got to go down to Orlando when they played.
Panama? Was it Panama? Or?
No, they lost. They beat Panama, right?
That was the one they just destroyed on 5-1 or whatever.
So he was there
Panama.
for that. That was absolutely awesome. What a great experience.
Yeah.
But
So shout out to the U.S. men's national team. Hopefully they actually make some noise this year in the World Cup. And Keith just did an air kiss to, I can't tell.
Oh, it's Juan Soto.
Ah.
That's the ESPN's pick for the NL MVP.
On the worst team in Major League Baseball?
I said that. You're not allowed to say that.
Okay. Favored to be one of the worst teams in baseball.
One of the worst. Yes, not the worst.
Well, one of them. One of the
Orioles, Rockies, D-backs. They're all really bad too.
But is it weird they give an MVP vote to or MVP on a losing team, like a very bad team?
In baseball, it's a little bit of a different dynamic. Just because, no, they probably wouldn't. To answer your question bluntly, but it is a little bit different because if you're on a bad team and you're hitting 400 or something like that,
Shohei Ohtani, for example.
Yeah, that's different than that. That'd be like the NBA equivalent if you were shooting, let's say
70%.
Yeah, something like that, or you were averaging 48 points a game. They would give you the MVP because that's unheard of numbers. Juan Soto would have to do a lot, and the team would actually have to win some games if he was to win. And nice job dropping your phone.
And on that note,
anything else you want to add, Mike?
Nope. I got a good ending for this episode, so let's go ahead and end it.
All right. So again, thank you for listening to episode 62 of Dimes on Duval. For Mike Yazji, I am Keith Manzi, Skyler Chase Remote. Thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Reminder, Urban Meyer was the worst head coach in NFL history.